Hey guys, what's up? It's olivershutterspeed here again with another photoshoot behind the scenes. And today I did a fashion photoshoot with two models, and I was also using my a6000 and my 85mm 1.8. And also today Poppy joined our photoshoot, and in this video we shot in the city, and our original intention was actually to shoot at these cherry blossom trees, but unfortunately when we arrived there the trees weren't blooming because it was still too early, so we decided to go to this restaurant. And for the test shoots we decided to do like singles first, because also somebody had to like watch the dog, and also because we were like shooting directly at the street we had to be very careful. We also went down the street, and the funny thing about the street was that all the houses had like different colors. There were like blue houses, pink houses. So then we went into this park, and there was like this cherry blossom tree, but we realized like this tree was way too high, and also some people were passing by, so we walked to the other side of this park, and here we did some single portraits with Anna and Michelle. And the cool thing also about the location was that there were like some houses which we were able to use as leading lines, and also the cars. And for our final location we went to this street, and when you like go to Germany and when you would visit like random areas, you would see a lot of these kind of streets where like there are houses with a lot of balconies and a lot of cars just on the sidewalk. And we wanted to do some portraits in the middle of the road, and we also did some photos with the puppy because we still didn't do much with the dog, so this was also a good situation because it was a bit more quieter on the side paths. And also we did some group photos at the end with both of the models. So now we are here back in camera raw, and I'm going to show you now how we're going to edit this portrait for Michelle. And we've done this portrait at the street where there were also these colorful houses, and as you can see here we also have this blue wall here, and we can definitely get a lot out of this portrait. So the first thing is here with the red thing. Don't worry about this guys, we're going to edit this later. So the first thing we do is here we're going to raise a bit the blacks and also the shadows here. And here on clarity we're also going to add a bit of clarity and some vibrance. And on curve, so here we're going to create an S-curve, so we're going to lower a bit here the shadows, and we're also going to raise here a bit the highlights. And on details, so basically here on detail we can also add some noise reduction, because usually when I shoot with my a6000 I also have a bit of noise here. So what we do here is we're going to push the noise reduction slider to around 30 like this. And our next step will be here on our color mixer. So on our color mixer here we can also add some colors to specific areas. For example, because this wall is like blue and purple, we're going to push the blue slider a bit to the right, also with the purple and the aquas like this. And we can just push the blue sliders a bit more. So here already you can see a before and after from our portrait. And on effects here we can also add a vignette to around -20, and as you can see up here also our red area here is also disappearing. And last but not least, here on calibration we have our blue primary here, and on hue we're going to push this slider to around -7, so we also have a cool effect on the skin colors. And for our next step guys, we have our adjustment brush here. And with this adjustment brush we can also make some changes, for example to specific areas also. So here with our clarity slider we're going to push this one to the right, because now we're going to make the eyes more sharp. So we're also going to raise a bit the exposure, and now we're going to hover over the model's eyes like this. And another thing I like to show you is we're going to create a new adjustment brush. And with this adjustment brush we're also going to reset our local correction settings. We're going to raise a bit the exposure and the contrast and also the highlights, because now we're going to zoom into the model and we're just going to add a bit of exposure here to the center of the eyes like this. And I have to admit, already Michelle has a very good skin tone, but what we do here in Camera Raw is we're going to make the skin more smooth. So we're going to create a new adjustment brush here, and make sure guys you also reset your local correction settings again. So this time we're going to push the clarity slider to the left, so we're going to push it to around to -25. And now I'm going to go over his skin very quickly. So now we selected her skin, and now we're going to deselect the mask options here. And as you can see we already made a few changes here, but I have to say we're just going to push the clarity slider to around 20, because she already has a very good skin and we don't want to exaggerate too much. So our next step will be here. We're also going to add a bit more exposure because here this side is a bit too dark in my opinion. So we're going to reset the local correction settings again. So we're just going to add some exposure and some contrast, and we're just going to hover over this side of the face, and we're just going to lower it a bit more to around +30. And for our final step, we're going to crop this portrait now for Instagram. So up here you have your crop tool. So we're going to press this one, and now here on your aspect ratio, you can choose 4:5 and just make sure you center your model here and then press enter. And here you go. This is how I edit my portraits for Instagram. And yeah, again, huge thank you also to both of the models for the great day, and also thank you to the puppy for joining. I had a lot of fun shooting with both of them, and more content will come soon, guys. And you can also, of course, check out my other portraits on my Instagram account. And of course, also make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel when I upload a new video. And also, huge thank you to you guys for watching. Yeah, more content will come soon, and take care of yourself, and see you next time.